Today is January 30th, 2017. This is Bro Stef, and you're listening to Prophecy Insights with Bro Stef, listening to our podcast. And today I wanted to discuss the Jerusalem embassy. There's some breaking news developments that I wanted to share with you. As we know, President Trump has been considering moving the embassy to Jerusalem. There is a petition going around. I was tuned in to the Tamar Yonah show from Israel, and there's a really bright gentleman that is trying to get 100,000 signatures. If they can get 100,000 signatures, they can whitehouse.gov will pick up the petition and it will go to the president's desk, and the voice of the people will, get to his desk. And so I would recommend that you consider signing that petition. It's on my Facebook profile page. I'll grab the link and I'll post it to the commentary section right below this audio. That's number one. Number two, why is it important to have an embassy, a United States embassy, in Jerusalem? This is a real easy question to answer. The United States recognizes a sovereign country, buys real estate in that sovereign country's capital, and then sets up an embassy in the capital of that sovereign country, acknowledging the existence of that country, the legitimacy of that country, by owning some land within the capital of that country. That area where the United States Embassy is becomes United States sovereign territory within that country. And then that country will usually reciprocate and put its embassy in the capital of the United States, owning a little piece of real estate. And that country's embassy becomes sovereign land of that country within the United States. So there's a reciprocation of acknowledging one another and the authority that one another has. And the embassies are good because you have representation within one another's country, and it's a good thing to do. Well, that's why we need to relocate the embassy from Tel Aviv over to Jerusalem. We need to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, not Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is like Los Angeles, California, or Hollywood, in a matter of speaking, or like Simi Valley, okay? That's what Tel Aviv is. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. Thus, our embassy should be there in Jerusalem. Now, I'm not going to get into the debate, should it be the old city? Should it be in the, President Reagan already bought land in Israel, in Jerusalem, where the embassy is supposed to go. I'm not going to get into that argument because personally myself, I just want to see the embassy move to the capital of Israel, Jerusalem. And it doesn't concern me so much where in Jerusalem that occurs. Now, there's some talk, and you should be aware of this, that, the United States ambassador to Israel is going to be given an apartment on the land that the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem is supposed to go on. And that by him living and working there, and not being located in Tel Aviv, is saying in so many words that we acknowledge Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. There's a lot of talk going on about that from the Trump administration's been floating that out there. Personally, I think that's a cop-out, and that would be a way of trying to appease the Arab voices that are threatening riots and that kind of thing. And a word on the Arabs that are threatening damage and bodily harm on Israelis. That's what they always do. That's their MO. They threaten and they use threats of violence as a means to get you to back away. And the United States government, almost since the inception of Israel, for the last 68 years, has appeased that Arab violence or threats of violence. And we've taught the Arabs that if they threaten us enough, they'll get whatever they want from us. That has to stop, and it really should stop right now. When you put your foot in the sand, bury your heels into the sand, take a stand, a strong stand, and make your voice heard affirmatively, and make a decision, and then say, this is what we're going to do, the Arabs will fall into line. They respect strength. They don't respect appeasement and weakness. And so we just have to come out with a strong voice. Now, the other reason it's really important, this is the most important reason, is God says if you bless Israel, he'll bless you. And that goes for nations, and that goes for people as individuals. What better way to bless Israel and to pray for the peace of Jerusalem but to take the embassy of the most powerful nation in the world and move it to the capital of Israel, Jerusalem? What a statement that would make to everybody around. We recognize Israel, their capital is Jerusalem, and all of you nations need to come into line and follow suit behind the United States. What a great way for the United States to start taking the leadership role again in the geopolitical stage, in the arena of ideas. Now, the next thing that's going on is the King of Jordan. And I'll wrap up with this. The King of Jordan is in Washington, D.C., lobbying Congress to not move the embassy to Jerusalem, but to keep it in Tel Aviv. And he's giving Congress the full court press to try to stop and change President Trump's mind. So, if you're like me and you think it's important to declare that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, and to have the embassy moved to Jerusalem, then now would be a good time to pray over this issue and to ask God to give Israel a victory and to move the United States of America's embassy into the heartland of Jerusalem and declare that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. And Google Maps might not like it because they'll have to actually put a star where Jerusalem is on the map and recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. The map companies may not like it, but that's not our problem. Our problem is praying that God's will would be done. And I believe it's God's will that Jerusalem be recognized. Okay, this is Bro Stef. I'll leave you now. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.